There's a fish. Oh my gosh. Got him that time. I got him that time. Gosh, that was 3 casts in there. That's another one. Oh, it's a good one. You know, today we're fishing a harbor off of Lake Erie. And this harbor is pretty flat and featureless. I mean, it really sets up kind of like similar to a lot of lakes in the country that are pretty flat and pretty featureless. There's a lot of visible cover that you can see with your own eyes. And typically that's kind of how you catch them. But something I've noticed right off the bat is that, you know, this water is down. And I don't know why it's down. It's substantial. I mean, it's very windy today. And when you have a body of water like Lake Erie, or even some of these really big lakes across the country, when you have a lot of wind on that body of water, it will push a lot of water out, and it'll literally change the surface of the water. It'll push water to one side, it'll draw it down on the other side. And so with the wind coming kind of southwest right now, I think it may have this lake, or at least this harbor, down. And the thing about water that is down is that it can be a really good thing. The thing that I've noticed about when you have water that's down, whether that's in a tide situation or a drought situation, is that really confines the bass. So a lot of times it makes it a little bit harder to locate them, but once you do, you can find groups of them. So today I'm just kind of treating some of these marinas that are in this harbor like creeks on a main lake, and I'm just trying to figure out, are these fish in the back of these little marinas? Are they towards the mouth? And so I'm also going to concentrate a little bit more on the grass that is kind of in the middle of some of these canals, because if those fish, you know, a lot of these fish will normally stage on some of this rock, and if they're not on the rock right now, which I haven't got bit on rock yet, maybe they're in the guts, maybe they're kind of in the canals, in the grass. So we're just going to be looking around, trying to figure it out. Right now I'm really just trying to cover a lot of water. Like I said, these marinas really set up like creek arms in a lake. And I've been here at times in the past where you catch all your fish on kind of the mouths of the marinas. And I've been here when you catch them on in the very backs of the marinas. I've been here in the spawn where it was like you had to be in the back. And right now I really don't know where these fish are gonna be. If I can even pattern them, it might be just catch one here and there. And so I'm just trying to cover water pretty quick using a chatterbait, a plopper. I got a hybrid hunter crankbait rigged up, and might throw a swim bait. If I can find a group of fish, which I'm really hoping to do, I want to throw a glide bait around a lot. I'd like to, like, my main goal today is really to kind of catch a big one. Like, I'd love to catch, for this lake, a big one is over 5 pounds. I mean, a 4-pounder is a really good one here. A 5-pounder is a giant. And so that's kind of the goal, is to catch a 5-pounder. And so, but I got to get around some fish. Right now I feel like I'm not around any fish. And if we can get around some fish, you know, when you have this low water, it can really confine the fish to where they're going to be, which is really great if you can find that spot. So that's just what we're doing right now. We're covering a lot of water. Hopefully we can find a group of them, and if we do, I'm going to pick that glide bait up. The water is pretty cold. It's 56 degrees, so definitely not too cold for them to not eat a top water, but I just fished a little bit of a canal there with that top water. I want to pick up this chatterbait and fish it. I really want to keep some moving baits locked in my hand and just try to figure out where the heck these fish are. Well, I just did a loop kind of on the back side of this particular harbor, or the marina that we're in, and I noticed when I first came in here there was a big bowl of bait kind of at the mouth of this marina, and I just saw another big bowl of bait as I got closer. So I'm just trying to explain what's going on. I didn't really see a lot of bait in the back. And so maybe that has more fish pushed up here towards the mouth, but we're just gonna keep on fishing. It's just, I'm trying to talk through what I'm seeing out here on the water. The water's 56 degrees and down. So it would also make sense for the fish to be starting to push kind of towards more of the main lake almost of this harbor, which is out there in the middle. So seeing another ball of bait up here towards the mouth. This is the mouth right up here. And so maybe I'm gonna check around some of these docks in this zone. There looks like some scattered grass, clumps of grass out here too. So just gonna fish a little bit of everything. It's pretty shallow water still, 4 foot. So I'll probably just lock this chatterbait in my hand and just try to fish it, because I can fish it a little bit of everywhere. Plus I'm really confident in a chatterbait. So this whole little bay right through here in front of me is actually a lot of grass. So I'm seeing some bait. Haven't got bit yet, but it looks right. There's a fish. Number 1. Got number 1, and the wind is whipping out here, so I apologize. I'm trying to face the opposite way so you guys aren't hearing it as much, but I was just talking about there being a little bit, I'm gonna let that fish go so he doesn't freeze balls off. But anyways, I was just talking about, I came to the mouth of this bay and there's a lot of bait. I noticed bait on the way in and I kind of just went through it quick, and now I noticed bait on the way out, and then I just caught one. So there's this kind of a grassy flat here in front of me. And so I don't know if it's a deal or if it's an area or what it is, but we're gonna keep on rolling. I'm gonna keep the raptors down right here and just try to pick this apart. This video is brought to you by Omnia Fishing. I am really excited to announce something to you guys. Over the last couple of weeks, Omnia and myself have been thinking about different ways that we can do something for the BassFishingHQ subscribers. And over the last year, you've actually heard me talk a lot about the Omnia Pro subscription. This is something that I use often to go out there and help me locate fish. Not only does the Pro subscription allow you to have high definition maps of over 44,000 different lakes across America, but you can also put different layers like wind direction, water temperature, even the weather over these maps. Not only that, but a Pro subscription also gives you 10% back on all of your tackle purchases that you make, and free shipping with no minimum purchase amount. And this is a special announcement. Right now, if you sign up for the Omnia Pro subscription, which typically costs $49 for the entire year, you're actually going to get a $50 gift card to Omnia in return. So not only can you have all the benefits of a Pro subscription, but you can also use that gift card towards other tackle purchases. Now this only works if you do it on a web browser and not through the Omnia app. So on your desktop computer, click the link down below in my description, sign up for the Pro app, use the coupon code BassFishingHQ, and you're gonna get that $50 gift card. This is a really cool deal. It's only gonna last till the end of November, so click that link down below in the description. There's another fish. That feels like a small fish. Very small. What is that? Is that a bass? Oh my gosh, it's a big perch. Look at that thing. I guess that's not a huge perch, but perch on a chatterbait. Hey, let go of my bait there, bud. That's a pretty fish. Little perch ate a chatterbait. That's a good sign though. We got bait. I mean, I'm seeing bait on my graph. The grass in here feels crispy. Like a lot of times when grass dies, it'll get hung up on your bait super easy. And when it's still green, and still crispy, you can kind of pull it free without getting it completely hung. There's a fish. Just got fish, keeper number 2. Not a big one, just a keeper, but in the same kind of general area that I just caught that first one. We got a little bit of a grass out here, just kind of in this little bay. And so I'm just kind of meandering around trying to figure out if they're relating to like up on top of the grass, if they're actually kind of more on the side or on the edge. So we're just gonna keep on going, try to keep figuring it out. Well, another little one. Been fishing a lot of grass today and just started to hit some more rock and picked up another keeper. I mean, he's not much of one, but it's a fish. So it's been a little difficult today. You know, I've been trying a lot of different stuff. I've primarily been focusing on a lot of grass, and I've caught fish on rock here in the past, and so I just kind of wanted to, one, do something different. I also thought with this lower water that maybe there'd be more fish around that grass. I figured that might be my best bet to kind of find a honey hole, school. And so sometimes though, I think you can overcomplicate fishing, and so I just decided to fish a little bit of rock. Came to this little rock stretch. I've never been here before in my life, and picked up a fish real quick. So I usually like to throw a crankbait, just like a lot of people do around rock, but I decided to go ahead and throw this little mini max chatterbait down it. I do like to fish a chatterbait all around rock a lot because I think that most people just don't do it. And so it's gonna give those bass a little bit of a different vibration than maybe they're used to, a little bit different movement. But there's no denying how good a crankbait, a square bill, or, you know, can come down a rock, you know, vein like this, or a rock wall like this and catch them. So I'll probably end up picking a crankbait up in a minute. Oh my gosh. Oh, it came off. Oh, that was a giant, dude. Oh my gosh. Man, I haven't found an area quite like what I just kind of located here, and just lost a pig, man. That was probably a 4+. I saw a good piece of that fish. But I was fishing a rock wall that's right over here, and I turned around and I had seen this grass earlier, but I didn't realize that there was a decent edge right on this side. And not only that, but I'm seeing a lot of shad flicker, like a lot more on the surface. I mean, I can see them on my live, but I can see them flickering the surface, which I haven't seen. And like 10 cast over here, man, I just hooked into a big one right there. That is a bummer, man. Big old bummer, but maybe there's something to it. Seeing it, if you can probably see that in the distance too, a seagull just slammed down. So there's kind of an edge here. There's another seagull, or the same one. I mean, there's bait flicking. I ought to catch another one right here, dude. My trailer's all jacked up. It's a good sign though. It's a great sign. Kind of had I've been, you know, snatching that thing out of the grass. I just kind of had a weird angle when I went to set the hook on that fish. And he didn't really pop it. I've caught several fish now on the chatterbait, most of them small, and I have not really had one hit it that good. The one that I just caught on the rocks probably hit it the best. Right when I was about to just fish rock for a little while, I'm back in the grass. That was a good fish. I mean, that was definitely the kind you want. I'm still gonna fish some rocks. I think I'm just gonna lock this chatterbait in my hand and try to cover a lot of water. The nice thing is I can fish it on the rock, I can fish it in the grass. Really just trying to slow down right now in this area right here. I'm also like, this is a pretty large grass flat and I'm kind of on the edge of it, but I'm really trying to decipher in my head if there's just going to be fish spread all throughout it. I see bait and holes kind of up on top of the grass, so I don't think that there'd be any reason the fish aren't up there. I feel like an edge is always a good place that's high percentage, but that one fish cannot be the only fish that's in here. There's too much bait. I caught the bass, the small bass right there. I mean, I guess I've seen weirder things in the past. When you do just get one bite in one area, it just feels like there should be more. You just kind of have all the right ingredients. Cleaner water, grass that's healthy, bait all over the place. Oh my gosh, that sure felt like a bite right there. Got him that time. I got him that time. Gosh, that was 3 casts in there. He hit it almost every single time. Let's go. 3 casts in there. Man, I knew there would be another one there. I'm gonna back off a little bit. There's got to be more. A lot better one right there. If you guys have been watching the Bass Fishing HQ channel, you know that I love that little mini max right there. But man, that fish, either that fish or another fish hit that thing 3 times before I finally got it. Like, I got pummeled. I'm gonna let him go real quick. Probably a 2.5-ish. So, but that fish was like, I'm kind of going down a sparse edge. It's not like a real defined edge. And there was a clump that kind of sat out a little bit further. I cast past it. It's actually right there. I should cast again. I cast past it, brought it right through, and I swear that I felt one knock it. And he didn't get it. And then I cast in there again, same thing. Finally, he got it. So I think these fish are, I don't know why, because we kind of have a warming trend right now, but I just feel like they're in a foul mood. But there has got to be more fish in this zone right here. I mean, everything. I'm really kind of on the edge, and I'm gonna probably go up in a little bit and just try to see if there's fish inside as well. But that's 3 bites, and I mean, I had a bite on that rock. I lost that like 4-pounder and then caught that one all within about a 40-yard stretch. So this is about as good as anything I've found today. It's been actually pretty tough. And I don't know, I'm trying to milk it right now, see what else is there. But there's, I mean, you ought to see the bait. I'm sure that you see it every now and then, but it's, I mean, it's all over the place in here. We got seagulls diving. The water's clean. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to catch more right through here. Definitely substantially more shad here than I've seen anywhere. That's another one. Oh, it's a good one. Golly, barely hit it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm so glad I came back through. Look at that. The fish looks like just so pale, you know? Really pale in color. Beautiful fish. Another solid one. Man, he barely touched that thing. It's getting to be a little more fun now. I'm telling you what, I have been struggling today to just catch anything, to get bites. Gosh, that feels good, man. I have been really struggling today actually to just catch fish. And the ones that I've caught been a bunch of those little ones, which they, now I'm all trigger happy. They're fun and all, but hey, we want to catch big ones. I really wish I would have caught that real big one that I lost, but that's 3 bites now right through here and a bite right there. So that's 4 bites in a really small area. So I guarantee there's more around, but this grass is a little bit difficult to fish because it's not like a real easy defined edge. It's kind of sparse and spotty, which I think can be a good thing. Like, it gives those bass a lot of different ambush points to sit in, but it also makes it a little bit more difficult to kind of fish through and feel like you're efficiently hitting everything. Now, it's a pretty large flat, and so I'm gonna work this edge really hard where I am right now. I mean, I've had those 3 good bites, I mean, right there. And I'm gonna work kind of the outside edge out. You can literally see seagulls all over the place. Birds are always a sign, literally every single time. Well, not every single time, I shouldn't say that, but anyways, I'm gonna work the outside edge, and then I might go up on top of the flat. I can see some, what I would consider almost like holes up there on the flat, which could definitely hold some fish. I see bait up there as well. I can't tell you exactly where these fish are positioned besides kind of this spotty edge that I'm sitting right now. You guys are gonna have to help me come up with a name for this series of videos, which I did another one kind of like this with a buzz bait, where it just, I guess you could say just a little bit lower paced video, really just fishing and talking about fishing at the same time. So you guys will have to help me kind of come up with a name for this series. I love doing the lake break videos, but they're a little bit fast paced, and I know a lot of you guys like them. But I do think that a lot of guys like also some just like more or less no editing, a little bit more just fishing. I don't really know what I'd call it though. Well, I think that's probably gonna be it for me today. I really had some big expectations as always, but the fishing was pretty tough up here. Really just kind of one here, one there. Found those couple of small stretches. That one in particularly, there were some a little bit better quality fish, but I just needed more time, I think, to break things down and to kind of get into a rhythm. So had a lot of fun, caught all my fish on a Mini Max chatterbait today, one of my favorite little chatterbaits. I'll leave a link down below in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. If you did, let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one.